and means frequency remaining constant when a photon moves through different media. Only the speed of the photon will be changes when it passes through different media as wavelength changes. Because C is equal to nu lambda, new constant. C is equal to nu lambda, new constant, that's why C is proportional to lambda. As wavelength changes, speed of the photon also changes and frequency remains constant. Next property is from the theory of relativity, energy of the photon can be represented by E is equal to mc square. Sorry, this is mass energy relation. Mass energy relation according to Einstein theory of relativity, E equal to mc square. Suppose if C is equal to 0, capital E is also equal to 0. Capital E is equal to 0. Means C is equal to 0 means the particle of the photon is at rest. Photon rest lo unnappudu energy of the photon is also equal to 0. So that's why rest mass energy of the photon is equal to 0. Rest mass energy of the photon is 0. Again, mass of the photon according to theory of relativity, m is equivalent to m0 by root of 1 minus v square by c square. Here m0 is equal to rest mass and v the speed of the photon and c is equal to speed of the light in vacuum. When a photon is traveling with a velocity v, its mass m is equal to m0 by 1 minus 1 v square by c square root over. Okay na? That means mass of the photon also changes with speed. Right? Okay. Next one, E is equal to mc square. Energy of the photon is equal to mc square. Okay. How do you define the momentum? Momentum P is equal to m into c kada, mass into velocity. From this relation, m into c is equal to what is it? E by c. mc square is equal to E and m into c is equal to E by c. Therefore, P is equal to m into c, it is also equal to E by c. E is equal to h nu by c. Or this is equal to nu is replaced by c by lambda into c. C cancel. That's why momentum P is equal to h by lambda. So, momentum of the photon P is equal to h by lambda. Also, it is remembered that all the collisions between a photon and a matter particle, they are always taken as perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic means in case of elastic collision, momentum conserved and also kinetic energy is also conserved. That means Pi is equal to Pf, Pa is equal to Pf, and initial kinetic energy is also equal to final kinetic energy. These are the conditions for perfectly elastic collision. Okay now? Right. So next one is next property is on increasing the intensity of radiation, the number of photons increases, but the energy of each photon does not change. On increasing the intensity of radiation, have it defined? Suppose let us consider two monochromatic bulbs. This bulb emits yellow color. Sodium vapor lamp, yellow light. Second light is also emits the same yellow light. It is also yellow light. Both the bulbs emits the yellow light means wavelength of light rays in both the sources is same. Wavelength remaining constant. Lambda remaining constant. Next one, let the power of the first bulb is equal to 50 watt and for second bulb is equal to 100 watt. Power is equal to 50 watt. This power is equal to 100 watts. That means here, as the power is less in case of first bulb, first bulb means intensity will be less. Intensity will be less means number of photons emitted by the first bulb in a given time will be less compared with the second one. Here there are 4. In the same time, number of photons emitted by the second bulb is equal to in the same time, they are doubled with the first one. That means the intensity here, what happens? On increasing the intensity of radiation, on increasing the intensity of radiation, the number of photons increases, but the energy of each photon is equal to remains constant, because energy is equal to hc by lambda. H constant, c constant, lambda is also same. Energy remaining constant. On increasing the intensity, number of photons will be increases. Okay na? Right. So the next one is, what is meant by photoelectric emission? In the mundu cheppannam, photoelectric emission means when a light of sufficient energy is made to incident on the metallic surface, later, this is the light, later the electrons are emitted from the metallic surface. The process of emission of electrons from a metal when it is radiated with a light of sufficient energy is known as the photoelectric emission, and these emitted electrons are called photoelectrons. First one, this photoelectric emission, it is first explained by the scientist Hallward. So Hallward experiment for the photoelectric emission, it's very very simple, and no need for this derivation or no need for this experiment, just for understanding the concept. Here, this is a zinc plate. It is a zinc plate. Now, the zinc plate is connected to an electroscope. This is the electroscope. This electroscope is having two gold leaves. These are the gold leaves. Then, suppose a radiation is made to incident on the zinc plate. This is the radiation of sufficient energy is made to incident on the zinc plate. Later, electrons are emitted from it. Electrons are emitted from the zinc plate. These electrons are called as the photoelectrons, and this is incident light. Let this incident light is taken as UV, ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet light means ultraviolet light wavelength will be very less, and also frequency will be very more, energy will be very more. So that's why for ultraviolet light of more energy is made to incident on the zinc plate, later electrons are emitted from it. Now here, this zinc plate is connected to the two gold leaves. So as shown in the figure, the scientist observed that he connected a zinc plate to the electroscope. Now he allowed to UV light to fall on the zinc plate. He observed that the zinc plate becomes first one uncharged. The zinc plate becomes uncharged if initially it is having negatively charged. So before the radiation incident on the zinc plate, let the zinc plate is given to a negative charge. Same amount of negative charge will be induced on the two gold leaves. That means there should be a force of repulsion. That means the two gold leaves may be repel each other and moves far away from each other. After the light is made to incident on it, some electrons will be ejected out from the zinc plate. Means negative charge will be decreases. Means the two gold leaves will be moved towards each other. When these leaves are moving towards each other, the charge on the zinc plate will be decreases. Initially, the zinc plate is given to a negative charge and becomes uncharged. Uncharged means the two gold leaves maybe comes very close together. They are attracted together. Otherwise, if initially the zinc plate is given to positive charge, here also the two gold leaves initially they are far away from each other. When a light of energy is made to incident on it, some electrons will be ejected out. Means more amount of positive charge will be induced on the zinc plate. That means separation between the two gold leaves will be increases. That means they are diverges each other largely. Some positively charged if initially, more amount of positive charge if initially positive charged. Suppose if initially the zinc plate is uncharged, some electrons will be coming out when it is radiated with the UV radiation. That means initially uncharged means finally it got the positive charge. That means the gold leaves becomes wider to each other. So this is the experiment how the electrons or photoelectrons are ejected from the given surface. So from these observations, the scientists concluded that some loosely charged particles are emitted from the zinc plate when it is exposed by UV light. Some negatively charged particles like electrons, they are emitted from the zinc plate when it is exposed to some UV light. Therefore, the process of emission of electrons when it is exposed to some UV light is called as the photoelectric emission. This one is first observed by the scientist Hallward. Later, the same photoelectric emission can be explained using Lenard experiment and also Millikan. So here, this is the experimental setup for photoelectric emission according to Lenard as well as Millikan theory. So clearly see here, the experimental arrangement used to study the photoelectric effect is as shown in the figure. This is a cylindrical quartz or glass tube which contains a window, quartz window. This is a quartz window. On one side of the cylindrical glass vessel, there is a metallic electrode C. Opposite to that, capital A is also the another metallic electrode. Now here, let C is connected to negative polarity and A is connected to positive polarity. C becomes cathode and A becomes anode. Also on the surface C, there is a photoelectric surface or photosensitive surface. In general, all the first group elements are called as the photoelectric surfaces or photometals. Sodium, potassium, lithium, rubidium and so on. Some sodium metal is, it is lying on the plate C, sodium. That's why it is said to be a photosensitive plate. Now in between C and A, C is called the cathode and A is the anode. Okay na? In between C and A, there is a voltmeter is connected which measures the potential difference across cathode and anode, and this is a microammeter. It is used to measure the strength of current passing through the given circuit. Also, this arrangement is called as the potential divider. Now, one end of the potential divider is connected to negative plate of HDB. Another one is connected to positive plate of HDB. HDB, high tension battery. That means at one end there is a potential, negative potential. At the another end there is a positive potential. Exactly at the middle, potential is equal to 0. So C is connected to middle of the potential divider, means potential at C is always maintained at 0 volts. A is connected to one side, that means A is connected to positive polarity of the HDB. In between middle and this left end, A is connected, means A is maintained at the positive potential. Or suppose if A is connected in between middle point and also left end, that means A is maintained at the negative potential. Are you understand? It is the potential divider. Suppose here, when a light of sufficient energy or frequency is made to incident on the photosensitive surface, later electrons are emitted from it. These electrons are strongly attracted towards the positive plate because A is connected to positive polarity. Right? C is maintained at 0, A is maintained at plus positive potential. That means negative charged electrons are strongly attracted towards the plate A. Therefore, these electrons are entering into the external circuit so that they increase the strength of the current. The reading shown by the microammeter gives the strength of photoelectric current. Okay na? Right here. Suppose UV light is made to incident on the plate C. The electrons are emitted by the cathode C and They are collected by the plate A called anode or collector. The electrode C is connected to the midpoint of the potential divider arrangement, while A can be given a positive or negative potential with respect to C. When a monochromatic light of suitable frequency falls on the plate C, electrons are emitted which are collected by the plate A. So a current called photoelectric current flows in the circuit, which is measured by the microammeter. This is the experimental setup. Next one, how the photoelectric current varies with respect to intensity of the incident light. That means effect of intensity of the light on photoelectric current. Very simple, and this is all total theory. Let here what is the effect of intensity? What is the effect of intensity of incident light on photoelectric current? What is meant by I? I is equal to energy per unit area in 1 second. Energy by time is also equal to power by area. Okay na? Energy is equal to power by area. Also, let power is equal to, or energy is equal to, suppose one photon is incident on it, energy of the photon is equal to capital E. N photons are incident on it, total energy is equal to N into E by A into T. Capital E, energy of the each photon remaining constant, area remaining constant, that means intensity is directly proportional to N by T, means the number of photons incident per unit area in 1 second is called intensity. So, one photon is incident on the photometal, there is only one electron will be emitted. Two photons are incident on the photometal, two electrons are emitted from it. Three photons are incident on the metallic surface, three electrons are emitted from it. Means, number of electrons emitted from the given surface is equivalent to N. Therefore, photoelectric current I is equivalent to Q by T, charge by time. Charge is also equal to N into E by T, where E is equal to charge on each electron, N be the number of electrons, T in a time of T seconds. That means I is also proportional to N by T. Capital I proportional to N by T, small I is also proportional to N by T. That means strength of the electric current is directly proportional to intensity of the incident radiation. That's why the nature of the graph drawn between intensity of the incident light and photoelectric current becomes a straight line passing through the origin. Right? Okay. Next one, what is the effect of potential? Effect of potential on photoelectric current. What is the effect of potential on photoelectric current? So, to study the effect of potential on photoelectric current, now keeping intensity of the incident radiation remains constant. Intensity remaining constant. So, to increase the positive potential on A, on increasing the potential of A is the anode. By increasing the potential of A, it is found that photoelectric current also increases. Potential increases means potential. On increasing the potential means, in case of Lenard experiment, suppose if the potential of A is increases, initially it is plus 10 volts, plus 20 volts, plus 30 volts. అలా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయడం వల్ల నంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఫోటో ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ రీచింగ్ ద ప్లేట్ ఏ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజెస్. నంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇంక్రీజెస్ మీన్స్ ఫోటోఎలెక్ట్రిక్ కరెంట్ ఆల్సో ఇంక్రీజెస్. ఓకేనా? ఇది ఎప్పుడది? కీపింగ్ ద ఇంటెన్సిటీ రిమైనింగ్ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఓన్లీ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ది potential on A, positive potential on A, it is found that the photoelectric current also increases. But while decreasing the potential of A to 0, photoelectric current also decreases rapidly, and at a particular negative potential, photoelectric current becomes 0. Therefore, here the negative potential at which photoelectric current becomes 0 is called as the stopping potential and is represented by V0. Why the negative potential, the current becomes 0 here? Suppose here A is maintained at plus 10 volts. 10 నుంచి gradually potential on A will be decreases by moving this terminal to this point. This is the zero potential. That means this end, or if A is connected to this point, potential of A becomes 0. While going from this point to this point, the potential on A will be negative and increases. This is negative potential. Electron is also having negative charge. This is also got the negative potential. This negative potential strongly repel the negative charged particles. That means electrons are stopped at the cathode. So if we increase further the potential of A, negative potential of A at a particular negative potential, no single electron can reach the plate A. That means the photoelectric current completely becomes 0. So here the negative potential of A at which photoelectric current becomes 0 is called as the stopping potential. That means stopping potential is represented by V0. At stopping potential, maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectron is also equivalent to EV0, where EV0 is equal to work done by the electric field or work done by the stopping potential. Work done by the stopping potential is equivalent to change in kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. Very, very important relation. Half m V maximum square is equal to EV0, where E is equal to charge on the electron and V0 is equal to stopping potential. So a graph is drawn by taking potential on x-axis and also photoelectric current on y-axis at an intensity I1. Suppose if the potential of A will be decreases up to 0, means saturation current decreases. If the potential of A